All right, listen, before we do anything else, Coach Linn, I had an amazing experience the last time I was here. I had a wonderful lady by the name of Haley, a young student athlete, film me, state champion wrestler, on your football team, out with an injury. Please talk about this tremendous student athlete.
She's just an awesome kid. I mean,
Full name, by the way.
her name's Haley Smart. She's a freshman for us. You gotta love her. You know, for a girl to come out and participate, and she doesn't play. She's not a traditional one. She plays running back and linebacker for us. She's probably one of the toughest kids we have. So she's just a competitor, and we love to have her.
I went to shake her hand. She's got a grip. So, Haley, thank you for what you did, and I'm so proud that I had a chance to meet you. Now, you get the win, a thrilling win, 35-31. Bladel and Brookins, I mean, how much more can they carry the football for your team? Talk about rock'em sock'em football. These two guys have been dynamic.
They've been, I mean, a great 1-2 punch for us. I mean, you know, Josh, 175 pounds, Nas is 225. They're just two different style kids, but they run with the same passion, the same purpose each week. So, I mean, the kids embrace it. You know, everybody embraces our style of football, and we love it. It works for us.
Listen, the swag, of course, KDKA, the Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine Friday night game of the week. Of course, Penn Hills, Pine Richland, those two coaches, John Madon, Charles Morris, join me on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show right after local news at 11. And coming up tonight, Quest for the Best, Dan Zangrilli and Company, Mike White of the Post-Gazette, and, of course, Eric Kasparovich of the Mars Planets. Now, speaking of Mike White, the best, but another equally talented journalist writing about all of these matchups, my favorite, Mike Byers from my hometown paper, the Beaver County Times. You played this team earlier this year. They put 40 up on the board against you. They're 11-0, one of 7 undefeated WPIL teams left. I know their coach, I know their program, Peters Township, one for the ages. So you were trying to explain to me this 3-3-5. Explain to the audience this defense that has been smothering to where they've only allowed average per game 5.9 points per game. So talk about that defense.
I mean, again, first off, well coached TJ and Mac do a great job down there with the defense, and they've been one of our toughest matchups for the last couple years with the way they run their defense. They got 3 down linemen, and two of those 3 linebackers are outside linebackers, and right now they have 2 very good ones, Rustin Lehman and Mickey Vaccarella, who are Division I kids. That I think they make that defense go because they create so much issues on the edge. But then they have 5 defensive backs who have a guy in the free safety middle who inserts himself down in the run game, so it creates like a 5-2 look. It'll be tough to beat. We got some things planned up for them, but I mean, they give up 4 points a game, so we're gonna have to earn every point we get this week.
This Allegheny Conference, lots of competition, no doubt. But what is the difference between October 6th and this matchup, your team?
I think it's just what's on the line. I think we went into that game a month ago, and it was the first true matchup for us, like had a playoff atmosphere. I think our kids play well. It was 13-7 going in the fourth quarter, and then I think we just kind of wore down a little bit, and they got hit a couple plays. Next thing you know, it's 26-7, and then all of a sudden it's 40-7. I think there's so much riding on this matchup. Winner gets a chance to go play for a championship next week. So I think, we've been in their shoes on that other side where it's like, hey, you're the undefeated team, you're expected to win, and then here we are, the underdogs that are going to be the guys that got to get a chance to upset them.
Listen, we're in the locker room. They're getting ready to go out and practice. But before we go, just a couple of other things. Earlier today, Luke Travelpiece and I back at your alma mater, Southside. That school, I love them all, but that school has a very special place in my heart. I've been caught up in this wing T now for the last couple of weeks. Coach Ashcroft, I remember him as well, but Coach McDougall, of course, you played for. Isn't it amazing how everything that's old is new again? Luke's found success. You've found success. Who would have ever thought? We talked about this the last time I was here, but how because of being mentored and being coached up, it's still relevant in 2023.
I think sometimes it's a tradition thing. Like out Southside's a tradition thing. It's what they do out there.
Right.
When I was there, we never had the biggest, fastest kids. We had some good athletes when I was there, but I think it just fits the system. I think we have a bunch of kids who are pretty good athletes, but I think it's always something that you can always fall back to.
Listen, I had a chance, I was talking to Dr. Patrick DeMeo on my way here, my lifelong friend. Listen, when it comes to trainers and what they're doing as far as sports medicine at the high school level, I'm going to say this publicly, and I've said it many times on the radio and for years on television when Highmark was sponsoring my show. Dr. Mayo, the Allegheny Health Network Orthopedic Institute, wrote the book on all of the stuff that's happening today. And I just want to ask you, how important is sports medicine this time of year for a football team that plays the physical style of football that you play?
Our trainers, Jared and Tim, are unbelievable. Like, they'll treat the kids before practice, treat the kids after practice. We do so much to make sure that they get the proper treatment and care that they need at this time of year. And you know, we'll even start watching kids reps and stuff too if kids are banged up, just to make sure that they're able to go on a Friday. We don't put any more extra wear and tear in their body. So I mean, I think sports medicine now has come so far in the last 25 years just to help these kids and get them ready to go every week.
Listen, I'm so excited to announce also that Dr. Rob Potter, for many years with Dr. Mayo, Coach McCurry and company, on the sidelines, going back when Eric Kasparovich played there, Coach Lehmeyer, now a Central Catholic, played there. Dr. Mayo repaired his knee as a student athlete. I'm going to get caught up with Dr. Rob Potter Monday afternoon before I head into work, and we're going to have a chance to reminisce a little bit. Isn't high school football just a great thing to discuss, past, present, and future, right?
Love it. We talk about all the time in the office about guys who played against us in the past, and I try to give these guys as much history here. I think you have to know where you're coming from and where you're going.
You got to be really proud of this year's team. I mean, especially with the way things started. I mean, to be in this situation, I appreciate it. I know that this community appreciates it, but you must just have so much love for this program.
Well, I mean, for me, this is my dream job. I love every minute of being here. This group of kids has just kind of rejuvenated us as a staff. And if we're going 1-9 last year, I think, you know, we were all kind of in that, what's the next step? And these guys have brought us back to a place that, like, shows us what Moon football can be and what we can do.
All right, last thing, we're going to go back some X and O's. We did it earlier with the wing T with Luke. So now you're going to talk about this 3-3-5 defense. First time I've ever heard about it. So 3 on the line, 3 linebackers, 5 in the secondary. Help, when you look at it from the wing T's point of view, I would think once you get past the line of scrimmage, you got an opportunity to maybe do something, but you're going to have to get behind 5 DBs to get into the end zone and beyond the secondary. So it's about little chunks, a whole lot of time, and clock management, right?
Yeah, that's been our MO here for a while now. It's like, we're going to try to get 4, 5, 6 yards at a clip and just try to get there. We're going to work. You know, like I said, they give us some areas that are vulnerable. We're going to try to attack those, but don't want to give away too much of what we're going to do.
No, I know.
I think it does, you know, I want to say, like, it does provoke some problems for us with some of the guys they have in certain spots, but I think we have enough scheme-wise, we'll be okay.
But listen, anybody will tell you what you did in the regular season is one thing, but the postseason, 60 minutes, anything can happen. They got a great football team. You got a great football team, and Mike Byers is writing about it, so it's got to be pretty important.
Yes.
All right, my man. Great to see this gentleman. We got more before we're done tonight. We're headed to the radio, of course. We're on after Quest for the Best. And again, the Allegheny Health Network Sports Medicine Friday Night Game of the Week. Thanks to Dr. Mayo, thanks to AHN, thanks to everybody at Highmark for making it possible. And I'm just a fan now, and what that crew does every week, believe me, second to none. No one does it better. Social media and the game itself, Odyssey, KDKA, 100.1 FM, AM 1020, Penn Hills, Pine, Richland. Game will start right after that show with Paul Alexander that starts at 6, the pregame to warm it up. And of course, tonight, it's the Quest for the Best with Dan Zangrilli, Eric Kasparovich, Mike White, and company, all tonight. KDKA 100.1 FM, AM 1020. It's your Pratte Pack with Coach Linn, Moon Township. Have a great day, everybody. Good night.